Advertising expert Richard Ralphsmith, the co-founder of DPR&Co Advertising. Before we get into the Christmas ads, though, I want to play you because we've talked about this next ad on this program, but I haven't had an advertising expert on, so perhaps you can defend it because everyone else I've showed it to hates it. This is the new ad for car brand Jaguar. What is that, Richard? Please defend your industry because that is just an abomination. There's no car, there's no Jaguar, there's nothing actually innovative or exciting or new.
Yeah, I know. Look, I wish I could defend it, but I can't. I can defend the industry, but I cannot defend the ad. It is just appalling. And I've never had so many people ask me about. Half the people ask me about it wonder if it's real or not. And it's self-parodying, it's pretentious, it's stupid, it's everything that a brand ought not do, particularly when they're trying to revitalise themselves, like Jaguar are. You know, when you've got a storied British brand like Jaguar, and let's face it, pretty tired and stale as a brand, what you do is you go back to what was true and great about the brand in the first place and find a way to make that new and fresh. You don't just trash the whole thing altogether, which is what they've done.
They have. They have. And I just can't imagine who they're going to be appealing to with that nonsense. Now, let's look at an ad closer to home. This is what Coles have put together for the Christmas period.
I've heard the elves have been helping out. They know just where to find juicy Christmas mangoes.
Not here. Not here. Made it.
Welcome to Mambaloo.
They know where to handpick the season's most magical cherries. And they know where to find Aussie banana prawns out at sea.
Now, the production value is delightful. It's inoffensive. There's nothing there that's going to say, I'm not going to shop at Coles. But really, is it a good ad? Is it going to have people opt for Coles as opposed to Woolies, for example?
Well, there are other reasons to opt for Coles at the moment to Woolies, but I think you're right, it's inoffensive. It's sweet, but it's fairly forgettable. And if you look at what the great brands overseas like John Lewis do and compare that to what this brand has done in Australia, it just feels very, very safe. They've made the mistake of shoving in a whole bunch of product mandatories in there at the expense of making a really great emotional connection, something really heartwarming, which is what you want at Christmas time.
I do wonder whether these brands are scared to actually have a Christmas message, a Christmas ad, because Christmas is almost offensive to some inner city activist types. So they do stuff like this, which is kind of more generic.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that. And I think there's just a little bit of sort of timidity around what they want to do. They don't feel brave enough just to make a big brand statement and forget about saying 5 different things about our products and our fresh food. So, yeah, they missed a mark on it on a couple of levels, but it's okay. The kids will like it. It's sweet and, as you say, inoffensive. So.
Now, let's have a look at Coke, a massive brand, and they've put together a AI-generated ad. I'm not sure what I think of that one. I don't love or hate it. What are your informed opinions on that?
There's a bit of a story behind that one. For a start, so generative AI has been the biggest story in advertising over the last couple of years. And this campaign in the US has become a bit of a lightning rod for everything that worries people about generative AI in the creative sphere. So it's a tribute to a campaign that Coke did in 1995. Very, very popular campaign. It's almost a remake of it. But that campaign, and it was much loved by Americans over a number of years, but that campaign used, real actors, real truck drivers, a director and a massive crew and a whole bunch of post-production people. So lots and lots of creative people collaborating and making something really quite wonderful. By contrast, this one here is someone typing prompts into a computer, and it's a triumph of technology over humans, and they're actually facing quite a big backlash over that in the US.
I do wonder, though, whether the consumer can, obviously those in the industry know that's AI, but whether the regular consumer would recognise that. I don't think I would. I don't think I'm paying close enough attention to know that ad is entirely generated by AI.
I think in the US, because the first campaign was so famous and it ran over many, many years, they saw that as a tribute. And there's been a lot of social media about this all being AI generated as well. So it's sort of bubbling up into the surface now.
For the industry, is AI a godsend? Is it going to revitalise and give you fresh ideas, or is it going to see job losses?
Well, as an advertising person, I'm meant to always say, let's embrace the latest, the greatest, the best and everything. And everyone on their LinkedIn is saying how up-to-date they are on the bleeding edge of AI. But I've got to tell you, look, from a creative person's point of view, I don't like it. It worries me. I feel about all the craftspeople that we've worked with over so many years
They're going to be
put this sort of things together.
Absolutely.
And, I think it will replace people eventually, but it makes us more efficient and all of those sort of things. I just don't know if efficiency is the highest goal we should be aiming for.
Richard Ralphsmith, thank you so much for your time.